Imagine this. Deep beneath the earth, an object is found. Inside rock hundreds of millions of years old. And it shouldn't be there. Not a bone, not a plant imprint, but something made by intelligence. This is where the story begins. The story of an object, ahead of its time. In the early 20th century, during mining operations, workers discover something strange. The layer is about 500 million years old. The object is partially embedded in stone. Smooth surface, perfect shape, precise symmetry. Too precise for nature. They extract it with the rock. For a while, it's just a curiosity, a strange souvenir, until someone decides to break it open, and everything changes. Inside, it gets even stranger. A complex structure, like a mechanical part. Segments, possibly gear-like, as if it belonged to a machine. This causes shock because it's impossible. 500 million years ago, there were no dinosaurs, no humans, no civilizations, only primitive life in the oceans. And yet, here it is, an object that looks manufactured. It's labeled an out-of-place artifact, an object in the wrong time, something that contradicts science, and theories begin to appear. Some say it's proof of an ancient civilization lost in time. Others say alien technology left behind on Earth millions of years ago. But let's slow down. What do we actually know? The object exists. It was seen. It was described. It was inside rock, very old rock, and its shape is unusual, too precise. And this is where it gets interesting. Skeptics point out one key detail. The age of the rock is not the age of the object. Those are two different things. The rock could be ancient. The object could be much newer. There are cracks, shifts, erosion, and objects can slip inside. Long after the rock formed, there's another process, concretion. Minerals slowly build up around an object, year after year, form in a hard shell. That looks ancient, but isn't. In other words, the object could be younger, much younger. Now let's talk about the shape. What looks artificial is not always artificial. Nature can be surprising. Crystals, spheres, symmetry, sometimes nearly perfect. Another problem, context. The item was found by accident, not during a proper excavation. No exact data, no depth, no layer. And without that, it's just speculation. But there's more. The skeptical explanation isn't perfect either. No full analysis, no precise dating, no deep material study. Many conclusions are assumptions, and that matters, because uncertainty keeps the story alive. Similar cases exist, many of them. Strange objects, in coal, in stone, in ancient layers, and almost always, there was an explanation. Sometimes simple, sometimes complex, but rarely immediate. There's another type of mystery, not impossible, but ahead of its time. They are real, but too advanced for their era, and they remind us history isn't linear. Knowledge can be lost, technology can disappear, but between that and a civilization 500 million years ago, there's a huge gap. If it existed, we would see it. Not one object, thousands. Traces everywhere, in rocks, in the atmosphere, in the oceans. but we don't see that. And that leads to another question. What if we're just not looking the right way? Over hundreds of millions of years, almost everything disappears. Erosion, tectonics, time. They erase history almost completely. Maybe only traces remain, chemical ones, invisible ones, not easy to recognize. And maybe we're looking in the wrong places. Let's return to the object. Does it prove anything? Probably not. Is it fascinating? Absolutely. Does it make us think? Yes, because its value isn't the object itself. It's the questions. We know very little about the deep past. Our history is a moment on a planetary scale. And maybe we're not the first. Or maybe we are. But for now, there are no answers, only questions. And sometimes one object is enough to ask them. That's why stories like this captivate us, not because they prove anything, but because they leave us with mystery.